Alright, YouTube pyro fans, this morning I'm going to show my 5-inch mortar racks that I built. I built 6 of them. I've got 3 of them here potted up. I did a little test pod to see how it looked with a 10-degree splay, and I calculated that with a trigonometry calculator and felt like that'll give me a pretty good spread in the sky. So this is set up in the driveway with a 10-degree splay. Top rails there are made out of 1x4. The bottom rails are OSB. I've got spacer blocks there between the tubes. My plywood end boards. I built 6 of these racks, so I'll put them in 2 pods of 3. Really looking forward to shooting 5s this year. Other thing I did here with this pod, because these are such big guns, I didn't want those outside racks just tipped up on their outer edge. So I built a little test spacer, and I'm going to make 2 more proper spacers that are wedges made out of 2x4s that go underneath these outside racks to tip them up. I don't think you can see that wedge down there very well, but it's a 2x4 with a 10-degree angle cut on it to slip underneath the rack so that there'll be more support on the ground when those lift charges go off. Okay, here's a better look at my first test wedges. I've got one on the left that's a 2x4. The one on the right there's a 2x6. The one on the right's got a 17-degree cut on it. This one, 2x4 here's got a 10-degree cut on it. I think I'm going to go with the 10 degrees because I think I'll get the right spread in the sky I want that way. I built these racks with these stainless steel deck screws with a Torx head on them. I don't know if you can see that very well. But those should be real durable, and it makes it easier to assemble and disassemble the racks with that Torx head because your bit won't slip. Alright, I'm going to show you how I made my wedges so I can tip up my 5-inch mortar racks and not have that free edge just hanging up in space. I cut a 10-degree angle on this 2x4. Then I test fit it under the rack, and I pushed it until it was perfectly flush. Then I marked a line on here flush with the outside edge of this OSB strip. Took a little spacer block, lined it up with that line, and screwed it down. So when I put this wedge under here, I won't put it not far enough, and I won't put it too far. As soon as that block butts up against here, this thing is dead flush. And I've got this extra support here that it's going to be on the ground instead of just this corner edge. I cut this 2x4 about 1/16 of an inch shorter than the length of this rack, so it won't stick out on either end and impinge on the plywood end boards. So it's just barely recessed under there when I put it in place properly. And if I don't like the spread on this when I shoot the show, I can change these angles. It's easy enough to cut some more 2x4s, whatever angle I want, more or maybe less. Whatever. But that'll make setup real easy with that spacer block. Got me a 10-degree angle. We'll see how it goes.